What's up, DigiDestins? This is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today I have a very spicy list from none other than the DigiFest from Miami. This man went with an impressive record with just bringing in the best of the best format. I'm going to talk about it, and he's going to talk about it. So let's dive right in. So with me, I have Titus. He really did well with it. Tell us your record.
I went 6 and 2. 6 and 2.
Okay. What was your final standing?
I went 30th.
30th. Man, if they had a top 32 cut like they should, you should have been fine. You would have played out and made everybody have a nightmare, wouldn't you?
Definitely would. These dark nights right here.
So, tell them a little bit of what you played.
So my first matchup of the day was yellow-purple. I blew through that with no problem. They wasn't expecting certain cards in the deck list. Second matchup, it was a 2-0, and then the second matchup was another yellow-purple. They were not expecting that same rush aspect. And then my third matchup of the day was Christmas. It was a 2-1. He rushed me first. I sideboarded in a couple cards. I rushed him back both games. Accelerated the speed of the game very fast. Then my fourth matchup was a Ridemyavatar player. Ridemyavatar, I just rushed him down. His Eyesmons had jamming, as they would say, and he wasn't getting his discards and draws into the trash fast enough. So I just 2-0'd him. And then my fifth round matchup was blue. They beat me with the Azulongmon combo, and then
You wide of a board, they punished you.
they punished me for that. I learned a hard lesson there to pay attention to what I'm playing. And then my round 6 matchup was against a blue-green matchup. That was kind of spicy. He was stunning and swinging over things. And then my round 7 matchup, I won the round 6. And then round 7 matchup, I won against a purple player. I didn't expect the 4th Jack Raid to be in a security, and I lost because of it. It was the last check. It was a Jack Raid. It cost me my top 16 entry. So that's fair. And then round 8, I played against blue, and I 2-0'd blue. They couldn't keep up with the speed.
Okay.
That was it.
So we'll go right into the deck profile. One.
So first, my babies, I run only 4 Pagumon. Pagumon is a Pagumon. It just swings, and on deletion, you just gain a draw basically for this deck.
Okay.
And there's no need for 5 because the format's not too long. Next, we want to run 2 copies of Shumon, just to block blue's memory. That memory gaining from blue, yellow, green, purple. You want to stop all of that. So you just drop the Shumon at the end, and then they look and they have to get rid of that before they can even continue. And that costing them that 1 memory to have to do more, sometimes choke their play out, and then they'll have to let you live another turn.
Okay.
Next, I run 3 Hagurumon. Hagurumon says, on play, draw, discard a card with the machine or sideboard, and then draw 2. It's just some basic draw support for this deck. The deck actually doesn't have that much draw, but with this Hagurumon, it allows you to just filter certain cards you don't need in your hand too early and draw 2, like your DarkKnightmons. Just throw it away, DarkKnightmon, draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Next, we run to Spice. I never see no one run this in a D-brigade list with the Jazzamon at 3.
Okay, you need to explain this because nobody saw this coming. This is a left card out of the left field. Like, explain your reasoning behind this.
So, Jazzamon gives you something that you have to do for a turn 1 play and pass your turn to have to go all the way up to 4. And I'd rather have to not play at least 4s in my deck to more likely to have to play the Tankmon or the Tyrannamon blocker. I'd rather play this because you can get 4K. So 9 times out of 10 right now it's not dying, and it evolves for 1. So you can evolve for 1 against a hybrid deck, and they'll pass you. You'll pass them 1. They'll pass you back 2, and then you'll pass them 2 rookies, and you'll pass them back 2, and then they'll pass you back 1, which will allow you to choke them again. And you can continuously choke them with just running these. This allows you to choke hybrid decks too well and slow them down. And then next we run the Commandramons, the 4 all-art Commandramons from the Fest set. It's just Commandramon 3K. It's super good. Just help chokes with the Jazzmon.
And you max rared it, of course.
Yep, max rares. You gotta run the max rare deck. So then,
okay, I feel insulted now. That's not a pre-release stamp for Digimon.
I mean, they have any right now. So I had to, it's the only one I had right now. I only have these ones. So shame. I'm sorry. I couldn't find them. They hard to really come across. But this Commandmon just floats in the top 3 after it dies and finds it. And this works against yellow. It commits that pressure where if yellow has to want to nuke your board, they have to pay the cost of you maybe floating into another Commandmon or purple. It was a game against purple. I just dropped this. I was like, Dark Claw it, and I might hit the top 3 cards and get a Commandmon. So
yeah, being able to replenish against purple is huge, especially
it's just
in
really
early to late game.
Especially against that yellow too. Just running down on them early. It's pretty fast. Next, I have the 4 blocker Commandmon. You run this one just against your ancient matchup, your red ancient matchup. Usually they don't have piercing or anything fast enough to get rid of him. So you just drop this, and when they go to ancient, you just block them, and then they just be like, oh, they just lost a whole bunch of momentum.
Okay.
And then you run 4 copies of Commandmon himself.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that's it for those.
You got your 16 Commandmon.
16, make that DarkKnightmon live quick.
Yep.
So next for the level 4s, I'm running 2 copies of Grumblemon. This Grumblemon won me so many games. Grumblemon just, at the end, Grumblemon for game.
Lobo game. Lobo
game. This is too good. Next we run 4 Nanimon.
Okay.
Nanimon coming out the security for this deck. It's immaculate. People just don't see it. You drop a rookie, especially against blue, when they try to bounce it with the Kendo. They can't, they think it's a 3. It just keeps you going. Then next we're running for this package, which really won me most of my games. Cost me up the speed, the DarkKnightmon engine, running 3.
Okay.
People don't see the DarkKnightmon engine coming because you just go fall, swing, turn it into DarkKnightmon, and just swing for game, checking the 2 cards.
And then it's at least beefy and tanky. Like the only thing you have to match up was what, a 13K?
Yep. 9K is just running through the security and living. And then this card also you can just evolve into DarkKnightmon and check 2 for 7. And 7 lives in this meta. A lot of those weaker cards have jamming nowadays, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
Then next for the level 5s, we're running, we gotta run him. DarkKnightmon, one of the best villains in Digimon Fusion. His effect is basically on play, you can put a Deadly Axe and a Dark Skull Knightmon under him, and on deletion, when he would die, you can break down into the 2 DarkKnightmons and Skull Knightmons.
The only time it doesn't work is when they strip it completely with a howling.
That's that blue. You got that blue doing that. But like, even then, when I do the blue matchup, I would just evolve over the rookie and then evolve over him and push him out into raising and then swing and evolve into him and then swing for 2 checks.
Yeah, just to guarantee you're not dying.
Not death. So then 3 copies of DarkKnightmon. I got the DigiFest ones, had the max riddles. DarkKnightmon, he won me maybe 2 games yesterday. I used him maybe once or twice. It was mostly time pitch fodder for the Hagurumon.
Okay.
Pitch fodder for Hagurumon, just to pitch him, draw 2 cards, because it's a sideboard and a D-brigade. And then he's just DarkKnightmon for rush. And then for our tamers, we run 2 copies of Izzy.
Okay.
And then 2 copies of Izzy Joe. Now the reason why I don't run 4 copies of Izzy Joe like everyone else is, Izzy Joe can be played around with these hybrid decks. They will just swing and play around.
They'll make the tamer be dead until they're ready to push you, because they'll just go wide, and you walking into, let's say, the blue matchup, they're stripping your sources anyway, and their Sora Joes are just going like, and you hard play a lot, so it's not like you have a way of consistently climbing up high enough to reach out of there.
So there's no way to. So I was like, 2 Izzy Joe. Izzy Joe hasn't performed. It performed against green, yellow.
Decks that like to go wide.
That's blue. This one saved me so many times. Blue is just, they hit the last security because they'll be at 0, and Izzy comes out, check top 3 cards, and it's a all black, and I just go into my turn.
Okay.
And then for our only options, we play no removal, because you don't need removal in this format. If you play removal, you're going wrong.
Pride Memory Boost.
For 3 Pride Memory Boost. This won me caught me up some games, coming out to security, breaking 2, and then just evolving into DarkKnightmon over my Skull Knightmon, and checking for 2, and then hitting with the rookie for game. And that was basically it. On to the sideboard.
And even in the worst case scenario, like what I could see you doing is, let's say you just got this hard played, You can digi right into this. If you have a couple Pride on there, pop them, and then go right into the rush.
In a rush for game.
Yeah. I mean, you won't get the dark extra security, but
sometimes you get that extra swing, and that sometimes definitely works with the extra swings.
Yeah.
So,
especially if they've been just keeping your Command from hitting that trash.
They just, yeah, so on for the sideboard.
So let's talk about the mode shift sideboard you used.
So I was being a little degenerate in the sideboard against people for blue. When I played against blue, I put in Falconmon.
Okay.
And then 2 Spiral.
Okay.
I felt like Starmon wasn't doing what it needed to do. And Falconmon's a big beefy guy, and people was running the I think it's called the cannon for Omnimon, the blue card, bounce all 2,000 cards.
Yep. And if they aren't on Magna Guru or any of the other possible gurus in that deck, I don't think they have another guru. Nope. Unless they're playing Kendo Guru. Yeah.
So I'm like, this is the best option. And then Spiral just being in there, this is the only removal I will ever play besides the other one in the sideboard. It's just against blue. Like, you just have a wide board, they hit this into security, nuke their whole board. Because they constantly stun, so you constantly get build up a board. So by the time this come out of security or you drop this on them, it decimates their whole board.
There you go.
And then for the last 2 cards, 2 Mechanorimon, just for blue also, and any other matchup. Blue has to stun this unless if they want to do damage to you. And then 2 copies of George Swimmer. Just gets rid of all the blue boards, and it nukes your board too.
But you're gonna hopefully replenish it.
Replenish it the whole board and keep it pushing. My worst matchups for this deck was like maybe blue.
Okay.
And that's about it. But other than that, right now in this format where there's nobody running blockers, this deck is capitalizing on the not having blockers.
So any changes you think you're going to make to this list after this weekend? Anything you might put in the sideboard if they continue sideboards?
They continue sideboards, of course. I'm probably going to work around with these ratios. Definitely, if I could run a better what's the name, I would cut the Chumon sometimes. The Chumon only has a certain place when you have both Chumon in hand and you have enough memory to drop both, and then your opponent has to bounce one and then bounce the other, and you can just swing for game, and the next turn which other rookies. So only thing I would do that would change anything for this deck is I would be more resourceful and not trying to rush down so much. I'll play more of my tamers when I need to, so I won't get choked out as much.
Yeah, it's about timing it.
Yeah, and sometimes too late in the game you don't want to play a tamer.
Yep.
But other than that, I feel like this is the best matchup you can get for blue. Yellow, you just run through them super fast before they can even set up for their recovery. Blue, before they can stun you enough. And then that's about it. On green, they just going to run through you. You're going to run through and kill. You're going to die when you swing into their security.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's about it for this deck profile.
Anybody you want to shout out real quick?
Shout out to my squad, Team Tengen, you feel me? Meta Monster Gaming for sponsoring me and keeping it pushing. Thanks, man. That'll be all. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Pleasure having you guys. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and we have more famous D-brigade coming forwards, it looks like. So we have high hopes for surviving this format. Maybe next format we'll see if they can actually survive that too.
They're getting this Cavalier mode for for the Dark Knights. We might be able to do a lot with that.
So, guys, stay tuned, stay healthy, stay safe, and this is Kyle D signing off at Miami. Peace.